EM Law's IP News of the Week. In 2023, all literary works, musical compositions, and movies first published or released in 1927 entered the public domain in the United States. After March 1, 1989, all works, published and unpublished, are protected for 70 years from the date the author dies. In 2014, the Doyle estate, which controlled the copyrights to the works, argued that Holmes was a complex character who evolved over time and that his character shouldn't enter the public domain until all the Holmes works did. Judge Richard Posner of the Seventh Circuit Court of Appeals rejected that argument, saying when a story falls into the public domain, story elements, including characters covered by the expired copyright, become fair game for follow-on authors. Winnie the Pooh, published in 1926, entered the public domain a year ago. However, Tigger, the Tiger, didn't appear until The House at Pooh Corner, published in 1928, and thus is still under copyright. A filmmaker took advantage of the lapsing Pooh copyright to make a low-budget horror film entitled Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, scheduled to be released in February. As the New York Times reported, Steamboat Willie, the 1928 8-minute short film that introduced Mickey Mouse, will lose copyright protection in the United States and a few other countries next year. This means that as of January 1, 2024, the original short film can be copied, broadcast, and adapted without Disney's permission. Later versions of the character remain protected by copyrights, including the sweeter, rounder Mickey with red shorts and white gloves most familiar to audiences today. They will enter the public domain at different points over the coming decades. Also, Mickey Mouse is protected by trademark law as well as by copyright law, and trademarks, unlike copyrights, never expire if companies use and maintain their property. It's important to note that different countries have different laws for when a work enters the public domain. Thus, if, for example, you want to release your new Sherlock Holmes movie on Netflix, which has a global audience, that movie can't necessarily legally be shown outside the US without the permission of the Doyle estate. Also, derivative works based on works in the public domain are still independently protected under copyright law. I.e., you can now freely adapt the Sherlock Holmes short stories in the US, but you can't sell unauthorized copies of the Benedict Cumberbatch 2010 BBC series Sherlock. Similarly, sound recordings of musical compositions from 1927 and earlier may still be protected by copyright law, depending on when they were released. Need help with your copyrights? Visit us at www.eonlaw.com. Eon Law. Unleashing Genius.